Alright, welcome back, folks. Apparently last time I was not actually recording my guest's voice. They had to change some settings, which has now been done. So it sounded like I was talking to myself. I swear I wasn't actually.
I was here, I promise.
Alright, so... Oh, I think, strangely, you might just now... I don't know. Hopefully they heard that.
Well, if they didn't, yes, I'm really here. I'm a real person who says things.
Okay, it's doing a whole bunch of updates on my screen right now. Okay, so we're gonna go upgrade my Vengeful Spirit spell. I think that's the basic name for it. Yeah, Vengeful Spirit. You're gonna go upgrade that. It's a really easy little thing once you buy the... so you gotta find the shopkeeper's key in Crystal Peak, and then buy the elegant key from Sly. Great Nail Stage Sly, as we got our reveal last episode.
Yes.
And then you can just take that over to here. Not here, just like down one. Oh, hey! I'm totally willing to get sidetracked by that. There's, if you see on my screen, a little red tree. I know what that, at this point, what that means. What are these here? Get a little more essence, because I think I just need 4 more, last I checked.
Yes, something like that. You're almost at 500, but not quite.
Oh, these guys are being super easy. Really? Making me do tricky things to not get hurt. There is always the throw your face at it method of getting anything done, but, well, almost always. There's a few things. Delicate Flower Quest, for example, where throwing your face at it, not recommended to get that done.
In fact, decidedly not recommended.
Oh, wow.
Will result in the end of the quest.
Right. Exactly. Oh, wow, this guy is just... He decided to make up for all of his comrades' failures by being a real nuisance to hit. Oh, wow. There. Okay. That was obnoxious. But here we are. We're moving along, and there's not really anything to stop us now. I say as I move into an area which might have enemies. I can hear one. Wow. So we talked about some things, and it's going to sound real weird to only hear my side of those conversations, but whatever. Like D&D podcasts were brought up. And...
Yep.
The one I've enjoyed the most is still Relics and Rarities, and much like my own system here, one of the things I like about it is the time format. I don't really want to to dedicate the amount of headspace required to listen to something that's 5 hours consecutively. But,
yes, I can understand that. I do it all the time, but we have different abilities to focus.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so right through here is Soul Sanctum. And I open the shortcut. It's one of those. It's right there. It's really obvious. Shortcuts, if you're familiar with what those sorts of things look like. Wow, that was really smooth. I probably could have done this last video, but it would have taken more time than we had because of the little bit of essence I went after there.
Yes. Also, no one would have been able to hear my wonderful voice.
That's true, and now people will get to it. Oh, I totally forgot boss fight. Yeah, you know what? I thought this was going to be super duper easy. It's not going to be the hardest thing I've done, but it's going to be a little bit of work to go into it. Ah. No. Ah. Well. Shoot. Fight. Fine. Oh, shoot. Got him. Cool. It was closer than I would have liked it to have been, but I got him.
You sure did. Him and his fancy rapier.
Yeah, and his ghosty buddies. And it looks like Boss Fight 2.0, but it's not.
Everything looks like Boss Fight 2.0.
I know, they really... Shade Soul, there we go. It's just it's an upgrade. Similar to the ground smashy spell that I really used to kick that guy's butt. Like, it was... Let's not, you know, pretend like I did that without some heavy-duty artillery, because I definitely had a little help from an already really good spell to take that guy out. Alright. Now I haven't opened the way over from King Station yet. So I'm gonna go get my Dream Nail upgraded, which is going to allow me to upgrade my regular nail. So I'll walk over from... I've opened that, right? Yeah. I'll walk over from King Station after that. Oh, you got me. Oof. Twice.
Got you again.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, look. Hey. Haha. There. Got that one hitless. These ones are just being a nuisance. Which, I mean, rightly so. They're kind of agile flying enemies, right? Oop. But sometimes their attacks are just the wrong choice for the situation they're in. Like that was not the right move. They get if they hit a wall, they lag for a while, which gave me ample opportunities to down slash. So yeah, I've got over 500 essence now, which means I'm not going to get one, I'm not going to get two, but I'm going to get 3 upgrades to my Dream Nail, which aren't really, as I explained in the last video, aren't really actually upgrades so much as get rewards. The final one at 2400 is just an achievement, and the one before it is access to the White Castle. No, White Castle is a burger brand. White Palace, which is one of the things needed to get the true ending of the game, or any ending but the easy ending, quote unquote. 200 essence. There's a door out here that's going to be opened. Yay! Cool. 300 essence. You're going to give me pale ore, I believe. Yeah, that's awesome. That lets me upgrade my real nail. And then 500 gets me another charm. How many charms have I got now? Count with me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25. Sweet. I can actually go get another charm notch from Salubra. Of course, I'm going to need money for all this.
And you have spent a lot of it.
Let's have a quick look-see at what sellables I have. I have a few thousand worth of sellables. That should cover everything. There's another one of those essence whisper roots in here. I'm going to do that. And then after that, I'll go upgrade my nail and then talk to Salubra, and that might make our episode, honestly, because we've reached the point in the game where a lot of cleanup to do. I've got all these movement abilities now that I didn't have before. Boom. And having access to these means there's lots of places I could go that I really am just gonna... Anyway, lots of places I could go that I just could not previously, but are in areas that I can already visit. I'm a big fan of not rushing through zones. I know that there are perks to doing so, but I find that getting abilities is the more important thing to do before you even bother getting access to a lot of spaces. So that's one of the reasons that this playthrough has been formatted the way it is. It's to really just get the fastest access I can to some real crucial game interacting abilities, like this Dream Nail here. that waterfall's where I went through, right, to get this?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. There's another area you can go through. Oh, I missed those two. But that other area requires the double jump ability, which I don't have yet. Okay, looking down. Got them. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's all of them. You get the telltale clink. How much time do I want to spend on this? Not much. I'll come back here later when I get double jump, and if I miss something, I'll get it then. So first things first, let's go over here.
I really enjoy your Dragon Ball Z style flying.
Ah, it's fun. There's a lot of DBZ kind of, or Street Fighter if you prefer, inspired abilities for sure. Definitely got some Capcom vibes as well as some old school Nintendo vibes. I imagine it is the, in some ways, you know, yes, it's got the Metroidvania thing going more than so many games do, more than Metroid or Castlevania sometimes. But it's got elements also from like the Zelda game we shall not mention, as well as that Mega Man X kind of. Oh, that's not working. Oh, they must have fixed it maybe. This is the playthrough I was watching was an older game, but that has kind of a wraparound to it. These guys are dangerous. I really just don't want to mess too much with them. See? Oh, hits for 2 masks. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna die. Man, just... There, got him. That was worth it, right?
Sure, that was 50 Geo you didn't have before.
What do I have here? Sorry. I do have a simple key. I've got better uses for it. I'll hold on to it. So we'll go down here probably next video. That's the Abyss. It's really important to kind of advance the game after this, but right now I really want to just upgrade my nail to the max, or not to the max, but to the next level. And oh right, where am I? Okay, no, and also to what was the other thing I said I was gonna do? Do you remember?
Upgrade your nail and nope. It's gone.
Me either. I think it's sell stuff, upgrade nail. Hey, look.
Yeah, no, sell stuff, upgrade nail, buy another notch.
Right, yes, thank you. Buy another notch, and that's, I think, a pretty good place to leave off. So one of the places I can use a simple key is here. I'm not gonna right now. I know I've opened up this guy. It's another thing, the, you know, that 10 more minutes. It took them so long to get this opened up. And this is really crucial to not having to grind for Geo. As I said, this has really been a grindless playthrough, and I think towards the end, when I do more of the Grim Troop stuff, I'll end up doing a little bit of maybe not Geo grinding, but I'll certainly change my charm loadout to more efficiently earn Geo. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fine. This will get me my nail upgrade at 2,000, I believe, and that'll only be 1,000 actually. And I should be fine to buy the notch as well. The final nail upgrade is 4,000. I know that. It's 3 pieces of pale ore too. That's the hard part with that. Because pale ore is a very limited resource in this game. There are 6 of them in the entire game. Some of them are easier to get than others. The one I got for just essence stuff, I got much more easily than a lot of newer players will, because I was fighting those Dream Warriors.
Yep.
And they're very, as you can tell, very essence rich. But I mean, you can literally just grind your way through enemies to get that. There's a, without the Dream Wielder charm equipped, there's a 1% chance anytime you kill something that you get an essence from it. It can be the weakest enemies in the game, doesn't matter. And if you do have the Dream Wielder charm equipped, the one that I just got, I think it goes up to 3%. Significant.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can just, you know, geo grind and essence grind at the same time if you want. I guess the cap on it's something crazy like 2 billion. There's no benefit beyond 2400. And even the 2400 benefit is just kind of a, hey, you did the thing.
Have a Chivo.
Yeah. This is our Nail Master. He's gonna be like, whoa, you got pale ore. Boom, and oh, he only wants 800 for this one. That's fine. Cool. And then the next one's like 2 grand, and the final one is 4 grand. This is really gonna make a difference for me, fighting bosses and stuff. I think I'm gonna go into the Abyss next, but I don't know. I might seek out more pale ore. I'm not sure. I'll have to collect my thoughts before I start shooting the next episode. Those guys get in at 3 hits now. And all of this without
Seeing why little bugs go down to 1.
Yeah, exactly. They've been going down for 1 for a bit now. But more bugs in other areas will also drop for a single hit now. Did you check the time? How are we doing?
I did not.
Okay.
We're coming up on 11:52. I don't know how long we've been playing for, though. Let me see if the share play will tell me. Because you can, you know, play the game while I check that.
That's fair.
Looks like we've been playing for about 15 minutes.
Okay. Just basically internal debate on, because Solubra's not much anything, whether or not there's any benefit to me clearing out this section here. So I'm not actually gonna go all the way to the boss of this area, because oh no, it's not even this area. It's the next one over, I think. This one I'll just clear out because this has some geo, I think. No, maybe it doesn't. It's just got these folks hanging out. Just aristocracy.
Well, is that what they're supposed to be? I thought those things on their chests were pacifiers.
They kind of, yeah, I could see that. Alright, I learned something interesting. There's no click, there's no indication that that's breakable at all. Another one of those things of watching people who, you know, stumble around and don't exactly know what they're doing. But sometimes they'll still find something that an experienced player didn't know existed. I did not know that was breakable until watching other people stumble through. Oh, you need double jump to go through here anyway, so I can't clear this building out yet. Anyway, at the top of this building, which I did know I needed double jump to get to, at the top of it, there's a rather difficult boss fight. Said boss is known to be one of the hardest bosses in the game. Ah, there you go. That went way smoother than last time.
Yes, it did.
Oh, that was dumb. Oh, come on. Since I've upgraded that since last time we were here, might as well try it. There we go. That's something that in this recorded playthrough, I've noticed myself using spells far more than I had in any previous playthrough. And I think it's a testament to the fact that I'm still growing as a player for skill level. Spells are one of those things of, oh, it's just one more thing to think about and manage.
Yeah, I can understand that. A lot of the playstyle that you're using here reflects how I got through Kingdom Hearts 3 the first time. Like, well, Kingdom Hearts in general. I spend a lot of time in Kingdom Hearts just, if I hit with the Kingdom key enough, then I'll be fine.
Exactly.
But, I mean, while that works, it doesn't work flawlessly, and especially in 3 when there are so many ways to kill things.
Yeah.
And there are just ridiculous numbers of ways to kill things.
Yeah, that's a game I haven't played yet, and I really must get around to it.
Well, at some point I can loan it to you. We just need to figure out how.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure out a drop-off, like a contactless drop-off system, perhaps, or you can. Where was I going? Sorry, Salubra. Right. I can like drop off to your place when I'm in the neighborhood getting groceries and get you to leave it outside the door just as I'm arriving or something.
Yeah, wave at you through the glass door.
Yeah, exactly. The sadness of like not being able to see one's friends during this. I know that technically we can still have small gatherings, but it's really just not a responsible thing to be doing.
I mean, if this does continue on as long as people are talking about, I will probably reach a point where I'll be like,
can't do it anymore.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna hit a point where I miss seeing my friends and family too much. Especially since the whole reason I moved to Nova Scotia was to be closer to my family.
Right. Yeah, your folks living here with you being... were you in Alberta when you moved here?
No, I was in Ontario.
Okay. Right. Yeah, school. Wasn't it?
School, and then I had a full-time job. Like, I was a fairly well-employed individual. I had seniority and all that good stuff, and...
Alright. Yeah, that's, so you moved here to be close to the family, and now you can't.
Yeah.
Am I gonna get quick focus while I'm at it? Sure. It's
I mean, you have
good.
buttloads of money right now.
Right, and walking around with extra money and just asking to lose it. One of those things about money in this game is you'll lose it if, there we go. If you die and then fail to retrieve your shade and die again, it's gone forever. I mean, in so much as you'll have to grind more money.
Yes.
Whereas I'm a player who does not want to be grinding for money.
Nor do you really want to be dying.
Right. Alright. So we're done with that. I now have a lot of notches. There's still, how many am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
That's what I see.
There's still, let me think. There's one at the Coliseum. There's one from Grimm. Where's the other one? Oh, yep, I know. The other one's in Fog Canyon, but I can't get to it yet. I need Shade Cloak, which I'll get a few episodes from now, probably 3 or 4. Then I can go get that one. That one's obnoxious. However, spellcasting makes it much easier to get. So there's oh, why am I doing it this way? Anyway, there's a general. There we go. There's a general thing about monsters that explode when you touch them, right? So I mentioned those jellyfish guys, right?
Yes.
Explode when you hit them. Well, hit them from far enough away, and hopefully they just explode where they are. And that does work pretty well in the section with the charm notch. Speaking of time-wise, is that? I don't know. I could. You know what? Speaking of that charm notch, I'm gonna go get another charm notch. It should only take me about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, well, we've been playing for about 25 now.
Right. And I figure this is a good episode length if I do indeed get it that length of time. So I'm going to go back to Kingdom's Edge over here and go up to the Coliseum of Fools and grind out another Charm Notch. Because Charm Notches are pretty important for power level if you're not, you know, one of those ridiculously skilled players who do things like 35-minute speedruns or hitless super bosses. Those people are insane. Like, it's really impressive. Really impressive. Actually, you know what? This is the better way to go to watch, but it's definitely in the house of things I don't feel I myself would ever be able to accomplish. So you see my nail speed now, right? As well as
yes,
soul generation that comes with it, because I have I've paired quick nail or quick slash with soul catcher, so my soul generation is just through the roof. About double what it was previously. So that spell is really good, but there's an upgrade to it, which I have to wait until I'm in the same area where I'll get the Shade Cloak to get that upgrade. And my nail is upgraded enough to speed these folks up. Wait, can I get up there? Yeah, I can get up there through here. Oh crap, have I gone somewhere I can't go yet? No, I have not. You do not need double jump to get into the Coliseum of Fools. Like,
well, that's excellent.
Yeah, for a moment I was like, have I started a video, or started going to an area that I can't go to yet? I have not. Wow, that's unfortunate. Let's just let them go. And as they come back, I will... What? He didn't come all the way to me. I'm just gonna... I don't usually chase enemies down, but I feel like I owed them after what they just did to me. Okay. One of the things with Quick Slash, I feel like maybe I could use Steady Body. I don't normally like the charm because it messes with my expectation that I don't have it, as it were.
Right, that's the one that that means that you no longer have the knockback when you make nail attacks.
Right, and as you see, I get pushed quite fast with my Whoa. Jeez. Oh wow. There. Sometimes it's less soul to kill something with a spell than it would be to just fight it and take damage. Oh, poop. Oh wow. Ah, this timing has been just atrocious. Like, he keeps knocking me onto spikes, which means he's effectively doing 2 masses of damage per hit. There, got him. Oh, that grub.
Good that the grub wasn't, you know, a
Monster? Ooh.
Yeah, a mimic.
Yeah, that would have been bad news right now. Okay, you know what, that guy. The thing about these is they're very aggressive, which can be used against them, as well as, of course, making them dangerous. There. Aspids are the worst, and I've said it in many a video. And the primal aspids are no exception. They're even worse than their smaller, I don't know, cousins, evolutionary-wise, I guess.
Asshole brothers.
Yeah, I don't know. Rusty refers to aspids as assholes. Like, yeah, it's
well, they do
accurate
appear to
enough.
have fiery poops.
Oh man, such fiery poops. And these ones, they just spray. It's like a shotgun. Okay, yes, this is the right
Scatological humor. That's how you know that we're adults.
right? And that's how you get viewers, isn't it?
I mean, it certainly worked for me back in my YouTuber days.
I also like that we're keeping it PG scatological humor. Like,
Yep.
as a rule, I try to not drop too many F-bombs, as I, have small people around me a lot. It's ironic that I work with the public, and I probably swear like 300% more at work. Not in front of my guests, of course, but I swear a lot less.
That would be funny.
It depends on the guest. I mean, there's certainly been, working in hospitality, there's certainly times where it's appropriate enough to swear in front of the guest. If they've got that rapport with you, then just go for it.
Well, there are also those entire restaurants whose entire idea is built around the idea that you go to be insulted.
Or you go so that you can't get away with being rude to them is another format it's one I enjoy. So if you're rude to the staff, they're rude right back.
And if you're nice to them, then they're nice to you, and it's a very pleasant experience. And those restaurants are always ruined by people who don't get the joke or who thought they got the joke, but
didn't, which is worse than not getting the joke. Yeah, that's soul generation. You're seeing that, right? Like the quick slash plus. That's so good. Okay, got a journal update for having had enough of them kill themselves adjacent to me. Let's be clear, I have probably maybe once in this playthrough killed one of those actively myself.
Yeah, no, mostly you go, oh man, and then you duck out of the way.
Yeah, GTFO. Oh. Fine. So the upgrade to that spell is just that spell, but with 3 projections of it that overlap each other.
Nice.
Yeah, so enemies that get caught in it, really, if you catch them with all 3, it's just 3 times the damage of the spell itself. What is the original called? I know the upgrade is Howling Wraiths, and I love the upgrade. The original, or no, sorry, Howling Wraiths Abyssal Shriek is the upgrade. So thought I was going the wrong way. I'm actually going the right way to the Coliseum. One of the funny things about those Shrinky Death Burbs, as I affectionately call them, is they can be used to kill enemies. And I think it actually killed that enemy there. Well, I was in invulnerable frames due to that enemy having hit me, meaning I only took the 1 damage from him instead of the 2 damage from the thing that killed him. Get this Geo. Yeah, Gathering Swarm is so good for, getting
Yeah, because a lot of your Geo just kind of goes off over the edge of most of these places.
Right, and it's not worth your time chasing it. Or it goes into spikes, or into a hole. The only time Gathering Swarm doesn't actually help is if it goes into acid. So the thing I just broke open is a shortcut back here. I don't need to go through it, I just need to break it. This is the Coliseum of Fools. And we're still doing okay for time. How far do I want to take this? Do I want to just do that? I'll start with the first trial. I'm not going to do additional trials, I can tell you that. I won't need that. These are all good. Got 2 more, maybe the Long Nail or Spell Twister. Let's do Spell Twister. I have been using a lot of spells, as mentioned, the old Kingdom Hearts thing.
Yes.
As your skill level improves, you become more willing to rely on spells. Right. Gotta start here. Derp. So start here. This person's like, hey, pay me, and then you can go put your life on the line. And if you win, you get something cool. So in the case of this, you get a ton more money than you pay in. You only pay in 100. And you get a
Charm Notch.
Yeah, the second one gets you a piece of pale ore. The second one's significantly harder than the first. I like to make an entrance. go. The second one, I prefer to already have my nail upgraded one more level, and I use the second one to get the final nail upgrade. Feel free to banter a bit during this. I don't think this is particularly high intensity for me.
Right. I wasn't gonna make a ton of noise in a Coliseum fight if you needed to focus, but if you're good.
Pretty good. I'll let you know if I'm not.
So yes, we were discussing Dungeons & Dragons campaigns in the previous video. I've been rewatching College Humor's Dimension 20, which is DM'd by Brennan Lee Mulligan, who's a pretty great comedian, used to write a webcomic that I was quite fond of.
Right.
And basically, each time he does a campaign, there's a fun twist to it. The first campaign is called Fantasy High, and most of the worlds that the characters inhabit is your standard Dungeons & Dragons world, except for the country that they live in, which is the Kingdom of Solace, which is like if John Hughes ran Dungeons & Dragons.
Remind me who John Hughes is.
John Hughes is the director who brought us 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club.
Right. So, yeah. So 80s, like, teen-oriented movies.
Yes. So,
but not
Fantasy
the
High,
raunchy ones.
Right. Fantasy High follows the exploits of a bunch of freshmen called the Bad Kids, because on the first day of school, they got detention.
Oh. Yep.
As they become destined heroes, effectively.
Right. So not too dissimilar from, oh my gosh, am I gonna get wrecked here? From the Sentai-based show there.
Right.
Which was Guardians of the Earth?
Champions of the Earth.
Champions of the Earth, which I really would like to get back to listening to at some point. Okay. I'm not doing too bad. Those aspens, eh? They're a nuisance in any timeline. Oh, that was terrible.
Which was a side. Use the. So then the second campaign, which was a side campaign, they didn't use the core cast. Was called Escape from the Bloodkeep. And in that side campaign, Matthew Mercer, Erika Ishii, Amy Vorpal, Mike Trapp, and Ify Monoway. Yeah, Vorpal, yes.
Oh, Vorpal. I was like, oh my god, is this actually... Did they change their name to Vorpal?
No. They are of German origin. They have the last name Vorpal.
Just take advantage of the fact that you can hit through walls. These guys are gonna try to murder me if I don't take advantage of every bit of cheese I can. Whoop.
And basically, it under the concept of the player characters were villains, Lord of the Rings style. Like it was a parody of Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
It was so. Basically, it took place at the end of Book 3 with the forces of men and elves, gathering together at the gate of Mordor, and a couple of hobbits dropping the ring into Mount.
I thought that was it. I was wrong. Right.
And basically, through the whole thing, these characters are like archetypical villainous Tolkien characters, but they're only villainous in comparison to the good people.
Right.
And the good people actually kind of suck, and they're like full of found family tropes.
Okay.
And
yeah.
the Aragorn.
So the good people. The good people suck in the sense of just aren't very effective.
No, they suck in the sense like they're
not actually very good.
Yeah, like sure they say that they represent the forces of light and goodness, and they do, but light and goodness are awfully stagnant.
Right.
And they have concepts of what represents light and goodness that are like, you know,
So it's much more grayscale than, you know,
yes,
black and white is.
like
A good story should be.
the Aragorn analog is like what you would actually expect a guy who's a ranger of the North, raised in the backwoods of the country, to be like.
Right.
So total hillbilly.
Oh no.
And the seer of the Bloodkeep is the R1 analog. So she's evil because her father, who is the Elrond analog, never showed any emotion ever. Like,
right.
So she's like, well, you know who has passion? The villains.
Right.
They have passion up the ass.
So she's become a villain because she wanted to be able to show emotion, unlike her father.
Exactly.
It's like choosing to be a Romulan when you grow up around Vulcans.
Exactly. And then there's a Beastmaster, and his whole thing is just that, you know, he loves all the animals that are gross and creepy and are deemed evil because they're like...
Because they're not pretty and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can get behind that character. It's one of the reasons I adore this game. I got my turn.
And there's a Shelob Spider Queen type person, and her whole thing is just like she wants a place for her children, and she's got billions of children. And, you know, that makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. And then Mercer if he plays a airship pirate from the southern lands,
right?
You know how all the men of the South are evil because they're black.
Oof. Yeah.
Because it's Tolkien.
Yeah. And, you know, very, very, very thinly veiled racism.
Yes. So, that, like, he's evil just because he's black.
Yeah.
And because he's an airship pirate who's just an opportunist for, you know, wanting to be successful. Mm-hmm. And finally, Mercer plays a Nazgul.
Sorry, that kills me.
Who is a warlock, because of course he is. Because what else would you do for a Nazgul?
It's a pack. Oh, so this is the Pale Lurker. He's an optional boss in this game. He doesn't have much that's really worth fighting him for, but he's also not a super hard boss. So I figured
he's also very loud.
He's super loud, isn't he? I gotta maybe turn this down a little bit. So he's really just a chase him down fight. Unlike most bosses where you're like, I'm gonna wait for you to do a thing so I know what I have to do to counter that thing. No, this guy is straight up like, chase him down and kill him. He will attack me back, and it's dangerous to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now, but it's also the fastest way to do it. I should probably also only be throwing like one spell at him at a time. I feel like the second one is pretty universally wasted. So now I'm out of soul, so now I gotta find him.
And nail him.
Oh, 2 hits. Get away. So, yeah.
And then following attack from the Bloodkeep, where, you know, because they're player characters, the bad guys win.
Like they should. My favorite, villain.
Oh, I missed a player. There was also Rekha Shankar, who was playing the daughter of the actual Dark Lord of Evil that Sauron served from the extended lore.
Right. Yeah, that whole extended like Silmarillion extra stuff it's so convoluted.
Yes.
I grew up, maybe not grew up, but like junior high school, I read a lot of Tolkien, and I never read Silmarillion, but I did read Lord of the Rings, and I did read The Hobbit, and they're really enjoyable stories, if a bit long-winded and or
I greatly enjoy The Lord of the Rings, but at the same time, I know that there is an entire, 20 pages dedicated to a hole in the ground.
not even ironically, sincerely.
No, they're just really describing Bilbo's home, and it's literally a hole in the ground. A hole in the ground with hardwood floors, sure, but a hole in the ground.
Lovely little hole. Yeah, exactly. And the purists who got upset about the films not covering absolutely everything are like, are you for real? Did we want?
I mean, I really like Tom Bombadil, but I get not including him because he doesn't really matter to the larger plot.
Precisely.
He's fun, but he was definitely in there just to entertain the children's.
Yeah, there's some yeah.
So then, after Escape from the Bloodkeep, there was the Sleeping City, which was an urban fantasy style setting,
Right.
where the original cast from Fantasy High come back, and they play people in New York who are Dungeons and Dragons characters, and there's a secret magical undercity that exists outside of the view of regular folks.
Mm-hmm. Beyond the veil.
Yes.
As it were.
And that was highly enjoyable. Got to see the city cleric domain actually in play.
Neat. So you notice I've got a little companion, a familiar perhaps one might say.
Yes, he's super cute.
He's straight up useless at this point. In fact, almost a detriment beyond just costing 2 charm slots. But what he does is lets me find the Grimkin. Cannot find them without this thing equipped. Now, it's a really neat charm in that, in that it upgrades as you play with it. You need to capture 3 Grimkin, then go back to Grim and be like, hey, look, I did the thing, and you get another level of the charm. And then you do it again, and you get another level of the charm. And then you fight Grim, actually. And then you do it again, and then you fight a upgraded version of Grim called Nightmare King Grim. And then you've got a pretty beefy charm at that point. But boy, is it work to get to. So I'll show you one of these and then we'll call it. This is a basic Grimkin. And I am not fighting him right, but there. I wanted to move. That's why I went after him. So, like most boss-type creatures in the game...
He teleports.
Well, no, it's not that he teleports. The best thing you can do is wait and respond. Actually, I'm not even going to use nail arts. I'm just going to spell attempts. Wait for him to do something and respond to it. There, he's dead. These ones are quite easy. Probably even not good the other 2, but whatever, that's not the goal right now. The goal was just to show what they can do. And yeah, we're getting towards it, 45 minutes or more, so we'll call it. I'll leave my terms as they are. I'll check my map, and I'll actually go near the next one of these folks. One's on Green Path, that's a bit of a walk.
There's one right near Dirtmouth.
Yeah, it's in the Crystal Peak, and it's not super in the Crystal Peak, so I'll just head to Dirtmouth, and I'll check Sly and see if there's anything I can and should buy there, and then we'll call it, wrap it up.
Nice. So yeah, there's 2 more seasons, and then they started doing a live campaign, which was just Fantasy High sophomore year.
Sorry, what are their play lengths like?
It's 2 hours per session.
It's not too bad.
And then they go in a role-playing session, combat session, role-playing session, combat session.
Right. We talked about this and how they tend to, when they do combat, they do one big combat.
Yeah, with really beautiful set pieces and custom minis and like, you know, they use their budget to create something super amazing to look at.
Yeah.
And because of that, they don't do random encounters. They just do
Always
the big fights.
As always, as both a player and a DM, I've always preferred not to do random encounters. I do what I call planned encounters, where it's something that maybe could be perceived as random to the players, but I knew that somewhere in here they were going to encounter it.
I mean, when I do dungeons, I have a random encounters table for when you guys take short or long rests.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's a table that I roll on, and they are encounters that I know could happen.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They're just they don't necessarily
and,
have to happen.
Yeah. Whereas I'm more apt to just say, I really should have got some soul before I keep. It's not like this is a hard fight though. I'm more apt to just say. Okay, they've taken a short rest. Is something bad going to happen to them? Yes. Okay, what? From a list of things I have. But you know me, when it comes to, you know, whether something can be determined randomly or with a choice from myself or my players, I generally prefer not to be random. It doesn't have to feel predictable. That was real dumb of me. But I feel like it shouldn't necessarily feel random either. Wow, this should not be happening. Oh wow. Slowing it down, focusing on what I'm doing. I feel like there's not really a better spot to fight this either. Like, he keeps teleporting into walls and stuff. Oh, gotta hit in there. Oh, almost got two in there. It would be great if he wasn't teleporting into walls over him.
Yeah.
Not chasing.
It'd also be great if those spikes affected him too.
You know, a lot of enemies are in fact affected by spikes. Just some that aren't. Oh, that's close. Got it. Alright, dead. Oh, far more intense than I thought it was going to be. But if I walked into this with some soul, admittedly, because I think I'm set up as kind of a spell build right now.
Yeah.
A spell build with no soul is really performing poorly. Was that about right? Probably didn't go. Oh no, that was pretty close. Could have gone a little further, but that was pretty close. Yeah, like Shaman Stone. Yeah, that's a spell build. Oh well.
And then, yeah, the other two storylines for Dimension 20, they did another side quest with a new cast that included the
Included what, sorry?
Brothers. So Clint McElroy, Griffin McElroy, the guys behind the Adventure Zone.
Okay.
And that one was based on the Toy Story concept, where toys come alive, but also the kind of idea of like Redwall and things like that, where like animals also come alive, are also intelligent and have societies,
right?
And just the world of small things that exists outside of the notice of humans.
So like an entire civilization of insects and creepy crawly things, for example.
And toys and like little bunnies and cats and
I'm just tying it back here, which is like
Yes.
this is also that, just in a different different focus. Man,
And then the
can you
current
imagine a
campaign,
cat
which
in
is,
this world?
I mean, it would be super cute.
And terrifying. It'd be like Ninjago. I don't know. You probably haven't watched much, if any.
I am aware of Ninjago.
Okay, fine, good. I understand you have, nieces and nephews. So
Yes.
plus, it's not anything wrong with an adult watching a cartoon. I don't care. 5 minutes. Yeah, I can wrap this in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of Ninjago. I always will think that Bionicle was better.
You know what I like about Ninjago, aside from, just generally ninjas and stuff? Jackie Chan. The fact that in the movie, Jackie Chan, that was dumb. Jackie Chan was involved with that movie at all. It was awesome.
I mean, that's fair. That's also the reason why Jackie Chan Adventures is fun.
Jackie Chan Adventures is great. There, so my little grim child here has, really? That would have been an embarrassing way to die. Thankfully, he didn't die. Little grim child here is upgraded to, what the heck? I don't know. There he is. He was like teleported away.
Yeah, he gets stuck on things and then gets warped to your zone.
Yeah. Which is better than the alternative of him just getting stuck on things.
But in a platformer, he's going to get stuck on lots of things.
Right. The other little pet creatures that you can get, the glowing womb, for example, and the other one is Weaver Song. They just get replaced effectively if they die, or if they get stuck on something. I know the Weaver Song ones just, they don't care, whatever, they catch up to you, but the glowing womb ones, I think they're just gone. I could be wrong. We're going the right way. Yeah, good. I don't want to have another, sorry, this video ran super long because I got lost in Green Path. Not gonna lie.
No, I mean, you were having fun killing things.
Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna go back up to Dirtmouth, talk to Grim briefly, and then we'll call it. I wonder if my viewers are gonna get that share play notification.
I don't know. I mean, I hope not. But if so, it's not like it's the end of the world.
No, it's not. At some point, I might get some video editing software or something and, cut things in and out of these and have, a splash screen. Why am I here? I don't mean to be here. Eventually I'll buy that other mask piece, but it's not a priority for me right now.
No, because
sorry, go ahead.
You already bought one because you were at 3.
Right. The other tent next door to this one houses a fortune teller known as Divine, who also is a upgrade, money sink. You can go to Divine to take the charms that I don't even have yet, the fragile charms, and get them converted to unbreakable versions of themselves, which cost a load of geo.
But are nice because they won't break and therefore don't have to be repurchased?
Right. And mostly you don't have to backtrack to repurchase them. That's the big thing. Alright, so yeah, next
we can do it again because you're pretty close to one of them again.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do it right now. In fact,
no.
I don't even think I'm going to do it next time. I'm really just going to go out of my way to actually get some more of the plot advanced. So we'll switch up charms right now while I'm thinking about it. And I got a second. That's a good platforming charm. And we'll grab that and pretend like I'm going to use it. No. We'll show this one off. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you later.
Fun hanging out. Bye.
Bye.